Bro Carter from blackfilm.com.
What's up, bro?
Hey,
How
bro.
are
You doing?
Oh,
How's
my
it going?
people, how are you?
Good.
Okay, I didn't know I had everybody at once, so I'm going to try to get everybody this love across the room.
Yeah.
So first, let's do it. I guess everybody can answer this question. What made you decide to take on a film like this? You know, it's a tough subject. And so what made you, one, the director, Manuel, what made you decide to take on this film? And Vivica, Aubrey, what made you decide as actors to take this role on?
Nicholas, we'll let you start.
Sure. The story was like the first thing that really made me interested in this. You know, I think it's something like the Prison Break kind of gets people interested, and then like the actual character and who Quante is something that makes it bigger than just a Prison Break film. And that's what really got me interested in this is just reading the story first about him. But what really got me invested was meeting and talking to the actual person while he was still in prison. We talked a lot. And it was just, I got so invested in it. I just wanted to see great things happen for like such a amazing, smart, introspective person.
Right. Yeah. You know, I think the biggest thing is we all wanted to see Quante win. I say that wholeheartedly. I feel like everybody that was involved in this film came on because we read a man's story that is just one of a kind. And, you know, it's like, how do we get this out to the world? You know, how do we make sure that the world finds out about this man and this legend? And, you know, that's what I saw. Initially, he was still in prison when I took on the role. So obviously a major factor for me taking on the role was to, you know, let's put a film together that can help him get out, you know? But yeah, I think everyone that was involved in this film will say, I was on this film because of who Quante Adams is in real life.
For myself, it would be my connections. And when I say connections, a good girlfriend of mine gave me a buzz and was like, you know, Viv, you're the only choice they have for this. It's an independent film. It's a true story. Told me a little bit about the story. I love supporting independent films if I can fit it in my schedule, which I was able to, and got there. And we knocked this out. I mean, I just commend the director, Nicholas, that we got in there. And I mean, we did a lot of work in a couple of days, but his direction and dedication to the project, you can feel when there's passion for a project. And he was very involved, and the fact that he wrote it and directed it, and he's such a young man, was just commendable. It really was. So, and like I said, I just really love supporting independent films that get our stories told.
So this question is for Vivica and Aubrey. You guys are playing real life characters, right? What pressure is that to do justice to the person, to their story?
Well, for myself, it's all about getting them hairdos right. Let me just tell you that.
Talk about it.
Especially when you do a period piece, just to be very honest with you, because there's nothing worse that when you do a project and if it's a period piece and things come up, I mean, those are the technical things, especially now that I'm a director, that, you know, you really want to be true to the story and of the era. So for me, it was making sure that my portrayal of her physically was as accurate as possible.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess for anyone, it would be some sense of pressure when you're filming a scene and the real life person is standing behind a monitor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it didn't feel that way for me because I was actually able to develop a really good relationship and a close relationship with Bosco before we even yelled action, you know? So the biggest thing with me was kind of like if I was really telling my blood brother's story, you know what I mean? Like, if I was telling my own family member's story, you obviously have more incentive and more, you know, puts a battery in your back. So I definitely commend the fact that I was actually able to build a relationship with both Nick and Bosco to where it made me want to go harder. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a very important story that needed to be told.
Next question is for Nicholas. Nicholas, this film is based on an adaptation of the book Chasing Freedom. What made you decide to change the name from Chasing Freedom to Bosco?
It was a group decision. I didn't like just make the decision. I think that, Chasing Freedom is about his whole life. It's a 400-page book that encapsulates everything that he is, and he wrote it, and it's a brilliant book full of introspective, heart. And this is just one little moment in his life, an amazing moment, but it's just one moment in his life. So I think we all decided that we needed some differentiation in it. And that's why it's called Bosco, because it's about the man, the myth, the legend, Bosco.
And if this is for all you guys, what's the message you hope people take from watching this film?
For myself, it would be about choices. For mothers, for fathers, for young men, for anybody that feels like they may be in an environment of the wrong temptations, to make good choices.
Thank you.
Yeah, my thing would be is your story is never over until it's over. That's the biggest thing I'll say, because this is a person that was written off from basically the moment he was born. And no matter what, no matter the circumstances or the environment that he was brought up in, he still found a way to be Quante Adams. And his story is still being written.
Nicholas?
I think this is a story of redemption for somebody, and really somebody coming into his own power, realizing that he has his own power, and that, it's about the internal, not only the external. And that's where the real power is. It's inside of him, and that's how he could change his external circumstances, by going inside of him, looking deep, and figuring out who he truly was. And that's how he actually got out and changed his life.
Nice. Thank you guys for your time. I do a show called Blackfilm, Rewind with Ro. And so I'm adding this movie to my list for February. So Black History Month, so that'll be good. Yeah.
Way to kick off
That's
Black History Month,
incredible.
bro. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what we do. So I watch it, and I'm shout out to everybody here. You did an amazing job. I felt this story, and I really was gravitating. Like, do I root for this guy, or do I root against him? I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Life
sure.
isn't that easy.
This space. So thank you again for your time, guys.
Thank you so
Good luck
much.
with everything.
You're welcome,
I
Ro.
appreciate it. Much love.
Wait.